welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to learn how to make this beautiful solid granny square top. So to begin with, we are going to make 12 such solid granny squares. So for making this, you'll need yarn of your choice. I'm using 100% cotton yarn and a hook. I'm using a 3mm hook for this video. So to begin with, we are going to make a magic ring. And if you don't know how to make a magic ring, I have a separate video for the same and I'll be linking it in the description box below. So if you follow the instructions, it is really very easy actually. Once you've made the magic ring, we are going to chain 3 now. So this is 1, 2 and 3. So this chain 3 will be counted as our first double crochet. And now we are going to make 3 more double crochets in that magic ring. So we are going to yarn over, insert a hook in the magic ring and yarn over, pull through. We'll be left with 3 loops on a hook. Now we are going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops and yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. So this is our second double crochet and we are going to make 2 more double crochets in that magic ring. So we are going to make 4 clusters of 4 double crochets as our starting point. So this is our third double crochet and now we are going to make 1 more double crochet and that will complete our first cluster. And we are done making our 4 double crochets. Now we'll just pull through that string so that we tighten our circle a bit so it's easier for us to make stitches. Now we're going to chain 2 and this will be the corner of our square and we're going to yarn over, insert a hook in that magic ring, yarn over, pull through. We'll be left with 3 loops on a hook. We are going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops and a yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops. So what we're doing now is we are making the second cluster of our solid granny square. As I mentioned earlier, we have to make a total of 4 clusters and this is our second cluster. So we are making a third double crochet and we are going to make 1 more double crochet. We'll yarn over, insert a hook in the magic circle, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops and yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. And we're again going to chain 2. So this chain 2 is going to be the corner of our square. I'm just going to make 4 clusters here and I'll see you at the end of this row. Now we are at the end of our row and now we are going to pull that string and we are going to tighten that magic ring so that there is no hole between our square, and we have already made chain 2 and now we are going to make a slip stitch in the topmost chain of that chain 3, the first chain 3 that we made. So we're going to insert a hook, yarn over, pull through that chain and we are going to pull through that loop as well. So this is going to be a slip stitch. Now moving on to our row 2, we are going to chain 3 again and of course this chain 3 as well will be counted as our first double crochet. And now we are going to make another double crochet on top of that next stitch. So on top of that double crochet over there, we are going to make another double crochet So we're going to yarn over, insert a hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Again we are going to make another double crochet on top of that next double crochet. So we have a total of 4 double crochets here, and we are going to make 4 double crochets on top of them. And here we are on our last double crochet. Now we are going to make 2 double crochets in that gap over there, so the corner over there actually. So we are going to yarn over, insert a hook in that corner, yarn over, pull through, we'll yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops, and we'll make 1 more double crochet in that same corner. Now we are going to chain 2 again to make the corner over here. After chaining 2, we are again going to make 2 double crochets in that same corner. So in that same gap we are going to make 2 more double crochets. So the whole theme of our solid double granny square will be, we'll make a double crochet on top of each double crochets, and then in the corner we are going to make 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets again. So this is how our solid granny square will keep increasing in size. So here we are on our second corner. Now we are going to make 2 double crochets in that corner, chain 2, and we'll make another 2 double crochets in that same corner. So in our first row we had a cluster of 4 double crochets, and now in our second row we are going to have a cluster of 8 double crochets. And as we progress on to the next rows, the count of our double crochets is going to keep increasing like that. So I'm just going to complete my second row, and I'll see you at the end of this row. So here we are at the end of our second row, and we have this corner now. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 double crochets in that corner. So this is our first double crochet, and this is our second double crochet, and now we're going to chain 2. So that chain 2 will make the corner of our second row, and we are going to make another 2 double crochets in that same corner. So this is our first double crochet, this is the first one, and we are going to make another double crochet in that same corner. And now we are going to make a slip stitch in the third chain of our first chain 3. So we are going to insert a hook in that topmost chain, and we are going to yarn over, pull through that chain, and we are also going to pull it through the loop. So this will be our slip stitch, and our row 2 is done as well. Now moving on to our row 3, we are going to chain 3 again. 1, 2 and 3. This is going to be our first double crochet as usual, and now we are going to make another double crochet on top of that next double crochet over there. We're going to yarn over, insert a hook in that next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. So this is just going to be the usual thing. We are going to make a double crochet on top of each double crochet, and in the corners we are going to make 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets again. So I'm just going to continue doing this, and I'll see you at the end of this row. Here we are at the end of our third row, and we have already made 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets in that corner over there, and now there is 1 double crochet left wherein we have to make 1 double crochet on top of it. So we're going to yarn over, insert a hook in that stitch, yarn over, pull through, then we'll yarn over, pull through 2 loops and yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. And now we are going to insert a hook in that topmost chain of that chain 3, and we're going to make a slip stitch over here. So now even our row 3 is complete, and it should somewhat look like this. So I'm just going to make it somewhat bigger as it is for the top. I'm going to make a bigger granny square. Now you simply have to decide the width of your top, and whatever width you want, you have to divide it by 2, and that should be the measurement of your solid granny square diagonally. So once done, our solid granny square should somewhat look like this. Now we have to make 12 such granny squares, and we have to attach them here. So I've made a diagram, and we have to attach our 12 granny squares like this. Now for attaching the squares, I'm going to place one square on top of another and right sides facing each other. And we are going to attach this edge here. Now for attaching both the granny squares, I am going to sew in both the edges, and for that I'm going to use the invisible stitch. For that, we'll take a needle and we are going to insert our needle in between the 2 chains. So this is our topmost chain over there, like the chain on the corner. We are going to insert our needle between the 2 chains of our corner, and now we are going to do the same thing for square number 2. We are going to insert our needle in between the 2 stitches, between the 2 chains on the edge, and we are going to pull through. So this is going to give us an invisible stitch, and we are going to leave in that small tail so that we can sew in the end. Now we are going to insert our needle in between the next 2 chain stitches of our square number 1, and we will pull through. Now we are going to do that on square number 2 as well. We are going to insert our needle in between the next two chains, and we are again going to pull through. Now here you can use any stitch to join the two granny squares, but I prefer invisible stitch so that there is no seam that shows through. Now we are just going to continue doing this. We are going to insert our needle in between the two chain stitches, and we're going to pull through, and we'll do that on our square number 2 as well. Now you can see that as we have used the invisible stitch over here, you cannot see any seam or any harsh line, and how flawless our join looks. So after making a panel of 12 granny squares, we have to attach this granny square in this gap. So for the ease of understanding, I have numbered them. So you have to attach the square number 8 in between square number 1 and 9. And once we do that, our top will look like this. Now once we are done joining our 12 granny squares, it should somewhat look like this. And now we are going to make straps for our top. So we are going to attach a strap right from here to there, and even on the second side we are going to attach a strap. So for our strap, we are first going to make a slip knot. So we'll make a slip knot first, and then we are going to chain 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we have a chain of 5 now. Now we are going to insert a hook in the very first chain. So we'll insert a hook and we will yarn over and pull through that loop. Also we'll pull through the second loop. So this way we are going to make a tiny ring. You can see that there's this tiny ring that we have made, and we are going to make our stitches in this ring. So now we are going to again chain 3. So this is 1, 2 and 3. So this chain 3 will be counted as the first part of our cluster stitch. And now we are going to yarn over, and we are going to insert a hook in that ring, that tiny ring that we made, and we're going to yarn over and pull through, and we're going to pull it through to a height of a double crochet. Now we are going to yarn over. You can see that we have 3 loops on a hook. We'll yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now we're going to do this one more time. We're going to yarn over the hook and insert a hook in that tiny ring and yarn over, pull through again to a height of a double crochet. Then we will be left with 4 loops on a hook. We'll yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now we'll again yarn over the hook, insert a hook in that tiny ring and yarn over, pull through to a height of a double crochet. We'll again yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now you can see that we are left with 4 loops on a hook. We are going to yarn over and pull through all the 4 loops. And to secure our cluster stitch, we are going to chain 1. So this is our first cluster stitch. And now we are going to chain 2. So this is 1 and this is 2. And now we are going to make another cluster stitch in that same ring over there. For that we're going to yarn over, insert a hook in that tiny ring, yarn over, pull through again to a height of a double crochet. We'll be left with 3 loops on a hook. We are going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. We'll again yarn over, insert our hook in that tiny ring and yarn over, pull through and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We'll again yarn over, insert a hook in the ring, yarn over, pull through and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And now we're going to do this one last time. Yarn over the hook, insert a hook in the tiny ring, yarn over, pull through, of course to a height of double crochet, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we'll be left with 5 loops on a hook. So we are going to yarn over and pull through all the 5 loops. Now for securing our cluster stitch, we are going to turn around our work. So instead of making a chain 1 right over here, we are going to turn around our work. And we are going to insert a hook in that gap between the 2 cluster stitches. So you can see that gap. We're going to insert a hook in that gap and we're going to pull through. And now we are going to pull through that loop as well. Okay, so this is how we are going to secure our second cluster stitch. Now again we are going to continue making 2 cluster stitches. So for that we are going to chain 3 again. So this is 1, 2 and 3. Now this is again going to be a part of our first cluster stitch, the chain 3. We'll yarn over, insert a hook in that gap, yarn over, pull through to a height of a double crochet and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We'll again yarn over the hook, insert a hook in that gap in between the 2 cluster stitches, yarn over, pull through and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We're again going to yarn over, insert a hook in the cluster the gap, yarn over, pull through and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We'll be left with 4 loops on a hook. We are going to yarn over and pull through all the 4 loops, and to secure the cluster stitch we are going to chain 1. Now again we are going to make 2 chain stitches. So we'll chain 2, this is 1 and 2, and now we are going to make another cluster stitch in that same gap over there. So we'll yarn over, insert a hook in that gap, pull through to a height of double crochet and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So while making our first cluster stitch, as we count the chain 3 as a part of our cluster stitch, will be in the end we'll be left with 4 loops on a hook when we have to yarn over and pull through all the 4 loops. And for our second cluster stitch, we'll be left with 5 loops on a hook when we have to yarn over and pull through all the 5 loops. So I am just going to continue doing this, and this is going to give us a beautiful cord for our top. Now I'm using this strap for my top, but if you don't like this strap or you want your top strap to be very simple or something, you can make the cord of your choice and you can attach it to your top. Now for my top, I need a cord which is 9 inches long. So I'm just going to make my 9-inch long cord, and you can make your cord as long as you want or as short as you want. So I'll see you once I'm done. Once done, they should somewhat look like this. Now we're just going to attach our straps in the inside of our tops this way. We're just going to sew in on both the ends like this, and our top is going to be ready. Once done, our solid granny square top will somewhat look like this. Thanks for watching my video. If you do like my video, please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Happy crocheting!